Have you heard the news? Javier Milei, the new president of Argentina, well, I say new, he's been around for under a year now, and has been steadily slicing his way with a chainsaw through government departments, axing them, saying afuera, get rid of them, and he has brought about the dissolution of the tax department in Argentina. Now, before we celebrate too hard, they are replacing it with a much smaller, more efficient organization, collection agency, and I've got a few figures here to share about it. They are slashing the directors' salaries by 90%. They're on ridiculous salaries. The number of employees is reducing by 15%. 3,155 employees that were brought in illegally, supposedly, during the last president's reign, losing their jobs instantly. It's something that is quite remarkable. I never thought I would see a politician today that would be going about making reforms to shrink the size of the tax collection agency. This is at the same time that in the US they are expanding the IRS, expanding the tax agency, hiring more agents to find more ways to gather your money. So I share this because there is this sentiment out there that in the West we're experiencing things getting worse in many different ways, and one of them is tax. It just feels like they're taxing us on every level, and inflation is that invisible tax. It's an insidious one that robs the middle class their hard-earned savings, and it can feel like, man, there's no way out of this. Everywhere in the world is the same. So I share this story because everywhere in the world is not the same. There is a whole lot going on out there, and that is why this channel exists, to take a look outside of the West and see what opportunities and options present themselves out there. And I believe Argentina is one of those opportunities presenting itself. Potentially. We'll see how it goes. Now, the policies that are being implemented are definitely making life harder for the average Argentine today, because the economic policies to stop the horrific hyperinflation that has been raging out of control for decades now in that country was not going to come with zero pain and just reverse itself instantly. However, they are making massive headway on that journey. The question is, will the Argentines endure the hardship, the necessary pain, drink the bitter medicine that no one wants to, and no one really has the courage to implement, except for, in this case, Javier Milei? He's definitely got the balls for it. And will they drink it long enough for it to actually take effect? Because he is applying sound economic principles, I believe that Argentina has an incredibly bright future if it is able to stay the course. Will Javier Milei last the next 3 years in term? Will he get elected for a second term long enough to really have these policies take true effect for the average Argentinian? I don't know. I certainly hope so, but there is an interesting statistic where 59.1% of Argentines think Milei's economic model will create a better future. And that economic model has been summed up by one of his parliament members saying, as President Javier Milei pointed out, this government is going to privatize everything that can be privatized, and everything that can be transferred to private sector will be transferred to make it work efficiently. The state as a business is over. And that is a truly remarkable statement. So let's read through exactly what the official statement is for the closure of the tax office here. This is the official communication in Spanish, so let's take a look at the translation of that. From the city of Buenos Aires on October 21st, 2024, the Office of the President informs that within the framework of the reduction of the state and the elimination of inefficient structures, it will proceed to dissolve the Federal Public Revenue Administration, AFIP. The Customs Collection and Control Agency, ARCA, will be created, an organization with a simpler, more efficient, less costly, and less bureaucratic structure. This measure will reduce the number of higher level authorities by 45%, the lower level authorities by 31%, which represents an elimination of 34% of the current structure, generating an annual savings of 6.4 billion pesos. So substantial savings. Likewise, 3,155 agents who joined the AFIP illegally during the last Kirchner government will be dismissed, which is equivalent to 15% of the current staff. This step is essential to dismantle the unnecessary bureaucracy that has hindered the economic and commercial freedom of Argentines. Very important line right there. On the other hand, as the start of the management of the new ARCA, the account of hierarchy for senior positions, reducing the salary of the head of the entity approximately 32 million to the amount that a minister of the nation currently receives, which is around 4 million. That is a substantial reduction. And it goes on to talk about those reductions. So in celebration of this fantastic news, let's watch a video that lives rent-free in my head now, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. It is the president of Argentina having a go at the central bank, which is his ultimate goal. He would like to remove the Central Bank of Argentina and therefore remove the ability to inflate the currency and take back control and put it into the hands of the Argentines themselves. This is quite a remarkable thing, and as you can see, he's quite a passionate man about it. So let's check this out.
No lo puedo creer. No lo puedo creer. Mira, ahí está. No, dame un para. Espere.
Sí.
Pará, tranquilo. El Banco Central. El sueño de Milei. Lo vamos a hacer posible.
Esto va a ser una sesión de terapia para ti.
Él quiere cerrar, pero quiere cerrar el Banco Central. Es un sueño, pero con tranquilidad, Milei. No
¿Qué
sea,
tranquilidad? Si lo va a destrozar eso.
Yeah, they got to tell him to calm it down. You'll understand why. He's a passionate man.
Ahí lo corre, espere.
Ahí
está.
I just love the fact that this is the president of a country on national television.
Parece quebracho. Pará, que va a romper todo. Pará, Javier, pará. Correte, ayúdalo.
Chicos, el palo.
He's too excited.
Cuidado.
Correte.
Vení, que no entras. Ahí está. Tranquilo, con tranquilidad. Cuidado, córranse, pará. Cuidado. Pará, acá, ahí. Pará, bueno, basta. Pará. Ahí está. Pará.
So share that with you, yes, for a little bit of entertainment, but mainly to prove a point. And that point is that not everywhere is like the West. Now, that's not to say that Argentina is paradise, that Argentina, everything is perfect and it's on the right direction. It certainly is making moves, it's attempting to move in the right direction, and that is a very admirable thing, and I celebrate that, and courage to all the Argentines out there, and I hope that you can stick with this. I hope that it can stay the course, and that they experience the benefits, the long-term benefits of the difficult choices that they're making right now. Whether or not that's the case will be a whole nother story, but it's a useful example that not everywhere is like the West. And while the West is in crisis right now, and maybe it will come out of it, but there's a fair chance when downward trends are in motion, it's very, very difficult to stop them. And I think the West will have to reach rock bottom well before it has any sort of turnaround like Argentina is experiencing right now, because Argentina has been at rock bottom for much longer than the West so far. So, while I don't believe there are any perfect places out there, I do believe that there could be somewhere that is perfectly suited for you. Let's go and find that place together. This is a brand new channel, so I appreciate any subscriptions, thumbs up, comments, and suggestions on things that you would like me to cover. Check out my other videos. I have covered Argentina already on what the requirements are for residency. If you want to go and participate in the future positive outcomes that you're seeing, because I would love to have a politician in Australia that is minimizing the ATO, which is the Australian Tax Office, but that is right now a sheer impossibility. That just keeps on growing and expanding like all government departments. They're the only things that are growing in this country right now, and that's not a place that you want to stick around to see the outcome of. So guys, with that fun piece of information, I'll see you in a future video.